epic position for Jim Carrey. But now, something strange went on in 1998. 1998. Jim Carrey traded the mega box and silly grins to star in Pete Weir's The Truman Show, which was a show following a naive salesman who doesn't know he's actually on a TV. He's on a TV show. His entire life has been a lie, and he thinks he's going to work, living his life, come back home to his wife. Unknowingly, there's an audience watching him and laughing at his every move, which is kind of a bit of euphemism or a presentation to what we see in our real lives today following the social media era, which didn't happen yet in 1998. It was a bit of a foreshadowing to what was to come for our future living in the Truman Show. Now, he won a Golden Globe for that performance, and one of his famous quotes from Jim Carrey is, "Until Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 1994, no actor had considered himself talking through his ass," which was a very funny quote from Jim Carrey. Deep down, he just wants to do stand-up comedy and make people laugh, right? But from the Truman Show, we can see there's something deeper going on. Jim Carrey was never really himself ever since his first debut for stand-up comedy at Youth Kicks. He was always putting on a character, an impression, a facade, a mask. He was never a real person. He was only an object of laughter, an object of comedy, an object to make people laugh, an object of entertainment. He was never real. Now, who is the real Jim Carrey? Well, he was just a homeless kid. Poor kid from a poor background whose dad was an accountant who lost his job, working 8-hour shifts at the Titan Mill. That's Jim Carrey. A kid who would make impressions at the mirror for 10 hours a day, staring at himself, making crazy faces. That's Jim Carrey. The man who became a superstar actor by wearing a mask. That's Jim Carrey. That's the real Jim Carrey. But it's more mundane than we actually want it to be. This grandiose ending.